welcome to ABC Gluten Free. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host Dana, and this is my beautiful helper Sophia, and Jeremiah will be here in just a minute, and you know he's my sous chef. We have gluten-free grandma waiting to eat, so we're really going to get started. We have a lot of things for you today. Today is, what's the name of the show today? The dog
and the pig.
The dog and the pig and the pie. So don't forget about that. So it was National Apple Pie Day a few days ago, and we wanted to just contribute to that. And last year we did a big show on a bunch of different pies. This year we're just going to keep it simple. We want you to get ready for your barbecues, your picnics, your potlucks, and whatever else you guys are doing. And we want you to do it gluten-free. So don't forget, if you just are gluten-free and you're just new to this whole thing, you can still eat deliciously. You don't have to suffer with yucky and disgusting food. And there's so much more stuff out there now that you can really have a great array of foods and you don't have to miss anything. And I was without you at ShopRite, right? I went without. I went to meet the nutritionist there, the registered dietitian, Giovanna, at ShopRite in Toms River last weekend when they had Celiac Awareness Day. And we had a wonderful time together. I'm hoping to get her and her mom, Sally, on the show. Her mom has celiac disease, so she knows well and good what it's like to live with it and to have to live around it. And I appreciate that my kids are gluten-free by choice and my family is gluten-free by choice with gluten-free grandma and gluten-free dad, right? But we're going to show you how delicious that we eat. And Sophia is actually going to start working right away. And she's going to start peeling our apples because we're making a beautiful apple pie for you today. It's really grandma's apple tart. Go ahead. It's really grandma's apple tart, and we just kind of make it our own, and we want you to do the same because any recipe that we make on our show, of course, is ours, but you take it home and you make it yours. So go get your pen and paper so you can start writing, and go get your napkin, right? Because we hope you BYON.
Bring your own napkin.
Bring your own napkin because you're going to be drooling with our delicious apple pie is what we're starting off for. There's one. Okay, just put it down. I'm going to go get the plate. And I almost forgot my apron.
It did do it.
Wow, look at that. That is so awesome, right? So there's a couple different ways you can use your apple peeler. If you don't have one, don't worry because there's one thing you can do. And that's this little thing right here. You can just peel your apples like everybody else does. We got this as a gift from Gluten Free Grandma number 2, and we're just going to use it today. And you know, this is a kind of a little cool thing. It doesn't have to do this. It can just peel it, but it peels and slices if you want it to. So we're getting our job done quickly today. All right, so Sophia and Jeremiah are going to peel 4 apples. We're going to save the other 2 if we have time for other things today. Because what we're making is we have pulled pork that's already in our crock pot. You got to put that pulled pork in and season it all up and let it go for a really long time. So we don't want to bore you with that. 16 hours of pulled pork sitting in the slow cooker. Just put it in there, do it overnight and forget about it. If you're having a barbecue this weekend or next weekend, you know, barbecue doesn't always have to be on the grill. You can actually do some stuff in the house to make your life a little bit easier. All right, so we're going to put our apples over here for now. And I'm going to get the crust ready for our apple tart. And let me see, excuse me. So the apple tart crust is really simple ingredients. I'm going to just put this stuff over here. We might not even need all these things, but we'll get them out anyway.
Okay.
All right, so for our crust, Sophie, you're going to get your cutting board out and put it over there when you're ready, and then switch with Jeremiah, okay? So you
I
can
gotta
cut.
do another one.
Jeremiah's doing 2 and you're doing 2, aren't you? All right, so for our crust, I'm going to do about 1.5 cups of our bread box. You know, we use our Char Almighty box, we call it. And that's just their basic bread mix in a box. And I call it the Almighty box because I use it for all-purpose flour. All right, so we have 1.5 cups of that. You got to move over or go to the other side a little bit, Jeremiah.
Can
Can you move? Excuse you. Be nice. All right. All right, so for our crust, we have just the flour. We have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt.
Mom, how do you want me to cut it?
Well, you're going to just slice those in half. We're going to use a tablespoon of baking powder.
So like this?
Good girl. And then you can get a bowl and put it in a bowl. All right, we just want slices. Don't cut them too many, too skinny. Now for your crust, if you have time and you want to do the butter, and hold on a minute. If you want to do the butter and then refrigerate it and you have time, go ahead and do that because the crust comes out way better. When you let that butter chill and get chilled again, when you do that, it really just comes out flaky and delicious. If you don't have too much time, don't worry about it because you can still, no digging. Just leave it right here for a second, okay? Put the knife down for 1 minute, just 1 minute. If you have time, if you don't have time, oh, I'm stuck on you. If you don't have time, you can put a little baking powder in there and a little bit of sugar, and then you can, watch what we're gonna do, and you can make it that way if you don't have time to mess around. All right, so we just have so far flour and baking powder and a little bit of salt. Sophia, just in half, okay? And then go get a bowl to put them in, please.
Can I have a bowl?
Go get a bowl to put them in,
I
please.
need
I have a cup of our coconut milk and about a teaspoon of vinegar. I'm gonna put that in. Oh wait, this is for my other thing. Wait, I can hold on to that. You can actually use buttermilk in here if you like to, no problem. We're just gonna do straight up butter for this. Okay. We have our Amish butter. It's beautiful. We love this. This and Irish butter are really the only two butters we use in our house. We love it. All right, so you're going to use about 4 to 6 ounces of butter. I need you to do that on the other side, or move over, please.
We're all done.
All right, so we've got a big hunk of butter. We're going to break that up and put it in here. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do the butter. You can grate it if you want. You can just do this like we are, and we have our little pastry blender we're going to use. We're going to take that, and we just need to get some sugar in there because we want that to be a nice crispy crust. Can you just move it down a little bit, please? Jeremiah, can you just get rid of it? We don't need it now. We have a little bit of raw sugar we're going to put in there. Sophie, you can get rid of the garbage, honey, please. All right, so about 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm just going to kind of weigh it out. What are you doing? You're eating the skins?
Yeah.
Can you get rid of the garbage, please, for mommy? Thank you.
Let's find out.
Be a good listener, all right? All right, so now I'm just going to blend this together. And then if you want, you can do the ice cold buttermilk, or you can just do ice water. You can also do seltzer or vodka, or you can do cider. Something ice cold you need. All right, so we're just blending this together. Okay.
It's good for you.
I know, but can you put it in a bowl or get rid of it for now?
Put in the bowl.
Everybody doesn't need to see you're eating the apple skins.
Put in
The apple skin is good for you. It has a lot of fiber. We never really peel our apples. Only for this do we
don't
peel
throw
them.
it away.
Then you go there.
Okay, so we're just blending this together. We want it to get coarse. You can see how it is. And then we're going to add our ice water. Sophia, could you get me some ice water, please?
Yep.
Thank you, honey. There you go. We're going to use about 1/2 cup to a cup of ice water. And we're just going to blend the dough until it gets firm. And then we're going to roll it out. Jeremiah, could you just move the apples out of the way for now, please? This stuff too. Just put it out of the way for now and wipe this down. Because I have to roll out the dough. Alright, so I have my plate. This is my plate that's actually going to go in the oven. And this, let me just read the back real quick. You can tell this was used very much because there's a lot of cracks and stuff on it, which makes it even more lovely to me. But I got this at a thrift store for like $2 or $3. And it actually is 22 karat gold. I put it in a dishwasher, I do whatever with it, but I don't really care because the point of it is to have fun with it. If you put it in your china cabinet and you let it sit there, then you're not having much fun with it. Alright, so we have our nice crust here, and I'm just going to start with the ice water.
Babe, what are we making first?
We're making the pie crust. So after Jeremiah cleans this, you can wipe it off.
Can I stir it?
You can wipe this off
No,
here.
can I stir
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're having a battle today. So if anybody else out there homeschools, you know how it is sometimes that you're teaching your kids all the time. As a mother, as a teacher, sometimes it's a little difficult. So this wooden spoon is a very good item to have in your house, just in case. Okay, so you want to go, girl, huh? All right, let me do it, please. Why don't you get the plastic wrap out? Put the plastic wrap here so we can get rolling it out. We're gonna roll out our dough. See how quick this is? It really, and I know, if you have a food processor, you can get it done in 2 minutes. You guys have heard me say that probably a million times before, but it's so true. And we sometimes like to do it the hard way because it's more fun. We make a mess, but we have a lot of fun. All right. Jeremiah, why don't you go check on that pulled pork and see if you can break it up a little bit? We have the pulled pork in our crock pot. We've got a pretty big crock pot thanks to Miss Kelly over at the thrift store. She keeps her eye out for us on all kinds of home housewares and things that we need. So we love having a little link into that. It's really good. And of course, Miss Kelly's one of our best friends, so anything that we do, she can always have the pleasure of watching or eating it anytime she wants to come over. All right, so we've got our crust here. It's almost done.
I'm ready for you.
You're ready for me?
Alright.
We're going to need 2 pieces, so one for the bottom and one for the top.
I could fold
And I'm
this
just going to
over
do a little
like
bit more
this.
water. So you saw how much ice water we had, just a little bit.
One for the bottom, one for the top.
Yeah, we're gonna roll it out, honey. And don't get rid of your ice water yet because you're gonna need to wet your plate. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that.
How big?
Same size.
Okay,
Because we're
let
gonna
me
roll out the
measure it
dough.
out.
Now, like I said, if you had time at home to put this in the refrigerator and let it rest, let it chill for about 30 minutes, that would be great. But if you have company coming real quick and you've got some kind of fruit in your refrigerator, this is a great pie crust to make for any kind of pie. All right, so we've got a little bit left here. I want to get it all there. All right. So here's our crust.
Wait, no, don't put it on yet.
We're going to roll that out. Don't do anything yet. Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Not yet.
Just wait for Mommy.
This.
We're going to just put a little bit of flour on there, and then Sophia's going to put the top on. I'm going to wash my hands, and she's going to roll out a little bit. Not too much, Sophia, just a little bit.
Yeah, miss.
Jeremiah, I'm going to need that cutting board, so can you get that
Sophie,
out?
come on, help me here.
No, he's going to do this. Sophie.
Mommy,
Yeah, this
can
one's
you help me?
Yes. Hold on, let me dry my hands. All right, so we have our pie crust in the middle. And Sophia is going to, what are we going to do, this one? We're going to roll that out. We hope we have enough for the top and the bottom because I like the top and the bottom. I like the crust, so. All right, so let's cut this in half first. Hold on, Mommy.
Put that on me.
Hold on, Dolly. And if you don't have enough for the top and the bottom, just add a little bit more flour, and a little bit more butter, a little bit more sugar, and you'll be good. All right, hold on a minute. You see the round plate here? So we need to make a round piece of dough. All right?
Okay.
We don't want to, and we don't want it too thin. We're gonna have to add some more. So we have a really large plate today. Normally I don't, that big of a plate I don't normally do, and sometimes I don't even do it on a plate. But my husband's grandmother used to make it on a plate, so I like to do it like she did. And this is really her recipe that we just kind of altered and made gluten-free. But so a lot of the times I'll do it on a paper bag, and I like to cook on a paper bag because it's easy and you can just throw it out when you're done and there's nothing to worry about. So for the plate, you're going to wet the plate. This, my husband's grandmother said, makes a crispy crust. Now, I would put butter on the plate because I love butter. But she said you wet the plate with cold water, so that's what we're going to do. And she's not alive anymore, so we're going to do what she said.
He isn't.
No, Grandma Josephine's in heaven.
Oh, I thought you were talking about grandma.
No. Oh my goodness, Sophie. All right, let Mommy have that now. We're going to work on it a little bit. And you guys are going to bring the apples over here.
The apples are in good. Oh, wait.
No, the ones that you sliced. Okay, so I'm just going to try to make this the round shape that we have for the plate.
Okay, what do you want me to do with that?
Patience and sit there for 1 minute. I'm going to get the ricotta cheese. Now we're doing a little bit of different apple pie. We're going to put our little Italian twist on it. We're going to add a little bit of ricotta cheese to it. I see you eating stuff. She's always eating behind my back. You guys always see her. I need your comments up. Say, I saw Sophia eat an apple. Tell everybody that she's eating while we're cooking. All right, so I've got this rolled out pretty well. Just a little bit more. All right, and then we're gonna get this right onto the plate. Now, if it's a little sticky, that's okay because that butter's getting warm. And you really, you know, if you have the time, like I said, to chill it, you want to do that. But we're gonna just put this down. We're gonna press out what we can because with the plastic wrap, you can see everything. And you can take care of it right here, right?
Yep.
So we don't know what it's like where you guys are, but in New Jersey, it's pretty warm and sunny. A lot of people are working on their yard, and since Hurricane Sandy, we've had a lot of houses, new houses going up by us. And they're building and digging and all kinds of stuff, so there's always noise in the background. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear all that noise, but it's okay. Jeremiah, we lost our music somehow, right? All right, I'm just gonna patch right now, and I'm gonna put the plastic back down and patch up those holes. And they're not even holes, they're just kind of missing spots. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, don't do anything yet. We're gonna take that ricotta cheese. We're gonna put a little bit in a bowl. And we're gonna add a little bit of sugar to it. Jeremiah, did I put the sugar back? Can I have the sugar, please? Oh no, here it is, I got it, I'm sorry. We're gonna add a little bit of sugar. You don't have to, you can do agave, you can do coconut sugar, or you can skip it all together. Whoops, that's my fire there. Just mix this up a little bit. And then we're just gonna take a little bit and put it around the bottom of the pie crust. And then we're gonna spread it really, very gently. Mommy has to do this part, okay? You can do all the apples.
I'm gonna do it nice.
Jeremiah, we don't have to. We can pile it on if we want.
Nice.
All right, so we've got just a little layer of ricotta cheese with a little bit of sugar. If you don't do dairy, just leave that out and exchange the butter that we're using in the recipe for your earth balance or coconut or something
Or you
else.
can do circles.
Okay? Go ahead. Now, I'm going to move this over. Stop for 1 minute, please.
Just wait a sec.
I want you not to go on the edge. I want you to go inside because we're going to try to fold that over. Jeremiah, I need to
So-
roll out the other one, so can you hand me that
Here?
piece of plastic? Yeah, just stay on the rim. When you're making the apple tart, it's totally up to you. If you have a ton of apples, go ahead, pile it up and put the top on. It's going to be delicious. If you don't have too many apples, it's okay. Don't worry about it because it's going to be delicious anyway. Now, I like to make a custard with it, but we don't have time for that today. But if you do a custard, nice egg yolks with some sugar and some coconut milk, it's beautiful. But we definitely don't have time to do custard today. All right, so I'm going to just roll this out into a smaller circle because we're going to put that right on top. Jeremiah, you okay? Yeah.
Jeremiah.
You okay, honey?
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish rolling this out. Now I can see the butter and the flecks of sugar in here. You guys, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks really awesome. And it's so yummy. All right, you guys almost done? Because we need to get that in the oven.
Are we putting
because
all
we have
the
a lot
apples?
more to do. No, but try to do it evenly. You don't
There
have
you
to do
go.
all of them. So we did 4 apples. You can see how much that is, and that's really. Why don't you go to the edge here, like?
Just like that.
Yeah, not to the rim, to the edge, like that. I'm just gonna finish rolling this out. Push a little bit. When you're trying to make a circle, it's okay if it's not perfect. That's more like homemade. You feeding him?
Yeah.
All right, so let's move this over here. Now we have the rim. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that the way it is. And I'm going to actually let me just press this out a little bit more. Press this out a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to just take the plastic off. And I'm going to flip this part over to cover just the inside. Now Jeremiah and Sophia are going to be very good, and they're going to get me a little bit of melting butter, and Sophia can sprinkle the sugar. So Jeremiah, go ahead and do that.
Amish water?
Yes, please, just a little bit.
I got the sugar.
All right, so now as you can see, I'm just pulling the plastic off. Plastic wrap is like your best friend when you're baking gluten-free. All right, so I'm gonna press the edges over. Now you can see that it's a little bit messy, but that's okay. Get some flour on your fingers and just kind of go around the plate and move it up, move it up, move it up, and change fingers and move it up. And move it up. When your finger gets sticky, just change to the next one. Move it up.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, and then you just need a little bit more flour on your fingers, and then do the same thing. Roll it up. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to kind of lift off that pie when it's done, if you want to take it off the plate, but it'll also allow you to get under and scoop out a piece for yourself. Yes, that's what we want to do, right? Scoop out a piece for ourselves, right? What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, so why don't you just wait? All right, so I'm just going to kind of get the knife in there, because I got one that's sticking on me. I'm going to go back into my flour and do this. And I'm going to roll it up. All right, now this is going to be a messy pie. I don't know about you, but there is only really one way to eat apple pie, and that is to have a big, nice, yummy, delicious apple pie. All right, I'm just going to pop some holes in here. Not that we needed them because it's not completely covered, but... Okay, can I get a brush on that, please?
I got it.
Thank you. I'm going to do a little patch over here. A little bit over here. I got some apples sticking out.
Here I go.
Sophia's going to brush the top. Are you going to brush the top or do the sugar? Which one? That's okay. Did Jeremiah say you could do both?
What?
Are you going to brush the top or do the sugar? Which
I'll
one?
do sugar.
Okay, so then Sophia brush with the butter. We're going to brush it with the butter. We're going to put it in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. Now we hope that this comes out in time for you guys to see this delicious pie. If not, I promise I will post pictures when it comes out because I don't want you to miss out. Because we definitely hope you have your napkin, your BYON.
Bring your own napkin.
This is so good. All right. Next up is our cakes, and we're going to just share with you our recipe for our tiger nut cakes. They're tiger nuts and corn cakes put together, and that's actually going to be the base for our pulled pork because we're not going to be making buns. We're going to actually just serve the pulled pork on top of that little corn. It's almost like cornbread. And we're going to add a little bit of really nice pineapple relish or jicama slaw. We'll see which one we have time for out there because we don't want to keep you guys all day long because it's too nice. You need to get outside. All right, come on, pick up your pace. Let's go. That's good. That's enough. That's good. Do the edges, around the edges, please. Do around the edges, all around. Okay? All right, so now we're going to put this in the oven. Jeremiah's going to get it in there quick. Good girl. Done.
Sprinkle sugar.
All right, come on. Do that. That's good. It smells delicious. All right, can you give me the brush? Give me the brush. Thank you. Sophia, let him do it. That was the deal you made. The deal you made. Nope, he said he was going to do it. You got to wait now. Come on, Jeremiah. We need to get that in the oven. Jeremiah, why don't you show them? That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. All right, here's our... What? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. How come? I'm too loud? Am I too loud? All right, Jeremiah's going to show you our apple tart. That's going to go right in the oven. Well, they have to be able to hear me. That's going to go in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes, all right? Okay, now we're moving on to our next thing, which is our tiger nut corn cakes. Now, I'm going to just clean this off for a second. Put that away, baby girl. All right, for our tiger nut corn cakes, the recipe is very, very easy. You ready? We're going to use the same bowl. We're going to do, all right, calm down. We're going to do half a cup.
Are we doing the eggs? Can I do the eggs?
Could we go one step at a time because then I start to get confused. Half a cup of our bread box. We're going to do half a cup of our cornmeal. Now, this is Sam's Mills gluten-free polenta, so which is just coarse cornmeal. Excuse me. Okay, so half a cup of that, so if you can pour that in together. And then we're going to do half a cup of tiger nuts. This is the tiger nut flour. Thank you, Jack, for sending me some lovely flour to play with. So we're making our tiger nut corn cakes again because the kids actually really love them. And we think they're delicious. And I love that you can put something on top of it and make almost a meal out of it. swap out that corn flour, that cornmeal, and swap out that sharp bread box. But you can actually substitute it with a bunch of different other things. There's buckwheat flour, tapioca flour. There's many, many different things you can use. All right, Sophia's going to just turn that around a little bit, right? All right, so now we have our coconut milk with our vinegar in there to make it like a buttermilk. We actually have our flax ground for our egg in case we weren't going to use an egg, but we're going to use an egg today. We have our baking powder, our cayenne pepper, and our salt. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to do, let's see, how much do we do? 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Sophia, let me get in there for a second. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Yeah, I know the measurement. A little pinch of cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
Yeah, that just gives it a nice little kick. Now, in our last recipe, we added some chopped jalapenos to that. Delicious. Did it? That's good for you. It's good for you.
Add the buttermilk.
We're going to do our egg. Hold on. I'm going to switch over from that to something else. All right, let me give you this.
Mommy,
Yeah.
can I do the egg?
Here and here. We're going to drop that egg in there, and we're also going to add the buttermilk that we made here. Go ahead. Are you ready? You guys do that. Go ahead. Let me have a drink real quick. My mouth is getting dry.
What are you doing?
Turn it around.
Gotta get the whole mix.
I got it. Let
Let Jeremiah do some. All right, you pour the milk in for him. All right, so we're going to pour the milk. Jeremiah, let her pour the milk in. All right, so now this is just for our corn cakes. Now the next step for the corn cakes is we need to get those in the oven too because they take about 12 minutes. So we're going to get our pan. We have like a little muffin top pan. It's really cute. And we're going to get that buttered up and ready to go. Sophia, stop. Okay. So this is our pan. We love this little pan. Look how cute it is. It's just like a muffin top pan almost. I don't actually know what they call it, but Chicago Metallic was at a bunch of the expos that we did. And at the end of the expo, they sell all of the stuff behind their counter for like really, really, really super, super cheap. So we had a good time, and Nordic Wear was there too, and we got a bunch of their stuff. And it was a lot of fun to get all those goodies. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to butter
This one.
the pan.
This one.
Do you want to do this? Jeremiah, you can get the scoop for that. Take the whisk out and get the scoop. Now, these ice cream scoop like. All right, so we save our wrappers. This is Aunt Bridget's growing on me. She saves all her butter wrappers in Ireland, and she uses them for buttering pans and stuff like that. And obviously, when they get to have nothing left on them, we have to throw them away. But we can still
This
find
one
the
has
butter on
nothing
there.
left.
This one has a lot on it. Look at that. Look at all that butter in there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
This one has nothing on it. It's like dry as a bone, so we're going to throw that one away. But we don't like to waste anything, so we want to keep it all. We want to make sure we get the most out of it. All right, Sophia's ready. Now, Jeremiah, you're going to scoop out 2 scoops. You can do 3, and Jeremiah does 3. Scoop out 2 scoops, about 2 scoops into each pan. Jeremiah, Sophia, let him go first, and then he can go back to the oven. All right, so what we're going to put on our corn cakes is our pulled pork. Now, I mentioned it to you before. Thank you to Don and David, Excellent Meats, because we've got a gorgeous, boneless pulled pork. It's a pork shoulder. Is it pork shoulder or pork butt? I forget. I forget what we got, but whatever it is, Don and Dave gave it to us. It's beautiful. It was about 8 to 10 pounds. It's gorgeous. And all we did was season it up. And we used a little bit of the Wegmans barbecue sauce just to add a little bit to it, but we put cayenne pepper, paprika, salt, garlic, pepper, did I say cayenne pepper, paprika, chili powder. And we put all that into our crock pot.
Okay,
We put all that into our crock pot and we let it go for about 16 hours. No, it doesn't need that much time, but I just like to give it that much time. Low and slow, always remember that's better than fast and sloppy, right? All right, Jeremiah, is this your last one? Go closer to him so he can do it. Okay, that might be a little bit too much, but we'll let it go. All right, now Sophia, you're going to turn around and do the next 3. Jeremiah is actually going to get these into the oven on 375 for about 12 to 15 minutes. Hopefully he's timing everything. You timing everything over there? And then with the leftover apples, we're actually going to make a little apple slaw. to go with our pulled pork, and it's so yummy. And see what else we have up our sleeve today, right? Missy, what else we have up our sleeve today?
Corn dog.
Sophie and Jeremiah, you guys are going to do the apple slot, and Mommy can do the other two. I'm going to actually reuse my bowl because we're making a similar batter for our next item, which is our corn dogs. You guys like corn dogs?
Yes.
Nah, you don't like corn dogs.
Yes.
Yes.
Nah. Now, being that this is pretty much leading into Memorial Day weekend, us personally, we would probably be working at the boardwalk if we were still up there. We would be getting ready and doing all of our boardwalk, preparations. Our corn dogs are probably one of our big sellers because it's a handheld thing you can walk around with on the boardwalk. So being that you're gluten-free, you're not going to the boardwalk to get a corn dog. So we're going to make it for you at home today. We're going to give you our secret recipe. We're going to share with you how delicious and crunchy it is. But we're also going to give you a couple of clues because, going gluten-free, you kind of have to prepare all the time. You got to maybe take your corn dog with you to the boardwalk and then go for a walk. And you can smell it and eat yours and not be so worried about it. But our corn dogs were really delicious. They were not homemade, but it was a very good company that's been making corn dogs for over 30 years. So we're just going to take their kind of recipe and we're going to tweak it a little bit to make our own. Now they're doing a good job with the corn cakes. We're going to actually leave this right here. Jeremiah, get those in the oven now. That's enough shaking. You're doing good. Put it away.
12 minutes.
Yes. And Sophia's going to start making the apple slot. Now we have our apples that are leftover apples from our apple tart. She's just going to actually do a couple little slices on them because we don't want it all. We don't want it this large. We want it in about quarters. I don't know. Go get it. Go find your knife. Go get it. Go get it. And she's going to put those back into a larger bowl so we can actually stir in some more ingredients that we're going to share with you. Jeremiah, would you go get the cilantro, please?
Yeah. Where?
Thank you. I don't know where it was yesterday. All right, so Sophia's got her knife and she's going to cut up those apples. You don't need to clean that right now. Just don't worry about it. All right, so for our corn dogs, so it was the pig and the dog and the pie. So we did the pie. The pig is in the crock pot, and the dog is coming to you soon. So we're going to do a similar recipe to what we already did with the tiger nut flour. We're just going to use the same 3 ingredients and a little bit different. I'm going to show you. All right. So half a cup of our char mix. Half a cup of our tiger nut flour. I don't know where my thing is, but I'm going to measure out half there. Half a cup of our corn flour. This is a very messy bag. I should have cut it all the way open. Jeremiah, just put it to the side for now, please. Thank you. So half a cup. That wasn't half a cup, so let me just put a little bit more. There we go. All right, half a cup. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Are you okay? Okay. All right, now we also have that we're going to add to that is an egg. Jeremiah, can I have that? Where'd that egg white go? Can you give me the egg white in the fridge, please? I think we have an egg white. If not, we're just going to get one right now. We have an egg white in there?
Don't see one.
All right, so half a teaspoon of salt. And 1 tablespoon of sugar. No egg whites in there? Now I like to save all my containers because I like everything in the square. It fits on the counter. It fits in the cupboard better, or whatever you want to call it, your pantry. So these are like my mom's coconut sugar and stuff like that. We save the containers. Yeah, I do. All right, so we're going to stir this up. I'm going to take this. Jeremiah, you're going to get the hot dogs out and start patting them dry, please. Thank you. Over there in the red container. Our hot dogs we have from Knuzzler. It's a really nice company out of Pennsylvania. And basically they're chicken dogs that we're using today. They're made with their chickens that they graze and everything like that. You can read all about them online, but we met one of the people that work for the company at one of the expos. And we got to try the hot dogs. They're gluten-free. We were excited, and we haven't had a hot dog in a long time because a lot of other reasons that I can't have beef. And in America, the hot dogs are supposed to have 2% beef in them. So you have to call them something else instead of a hot dog if you're going to package them and they don't have beef in them. All right, so we have
All
our,
of them.
yeah, dry them off on a plate and paper towel. All right, so we just have all of our mix here. We're going to add our egg. Sophia doing a good job with the apples. Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to mix up the egg here. All right, thank you, honey. And I'm going to need a little bit.
Corn dogs now.
Yeah. You can use milk or water. So would you give me the milk out, please? Thank you. Now, it's okay if you have milk that has a little bit of sugar in it.
Coconut.
It doesn't matter. Whatever's right in front of you. There you go. Because that'll actually give a little sweetness to the corn dog because you want that little
I
sweetness
want
in
to
it.
put it down.
Mommy has to do it, okay? You clean up your mess and get rid of that stuff. All right, so about 1/4 cup of milk. I'm gonna go less because I don't want to have too wet of an ingredient here. The batter has to be wet, but not too wet. All right, a little bit more. Now what we have to do is start our fryer. We're gonna get that heated up so we can fry our corn dogs for you. Let me just see where my plug is. There we go. Now the lights are on. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit more milk. Jeremiah, how you doing? You guys can put the cutting board up here, and we're gonna cut the jicama. We need a little bit of cilantro. We're gonna make our applesauce. Now, normally I would cut the apples really thin, almost like grate them like a cabbage.
Here we go, jicama.
Please wait. But since we already had the apples that we had cut with our corer, we're gonna use those apples instead. Jeremiah, would you just splash a little bit of vinegar in here? Salt, pepper. Salt and pepper.
I'll do the salt. 1 teaspoon.
Yeah, that's good, honey. All right, so we've got our batter for our corn dogs. Now, this batter we're going to let sit just for a little bit.
No, it's not.
You have to go get it, honey.
Jeremiah, 5 twists.
All right, so we're going to just let this sit for a minute.
Ma, how many twists?
4 or 5 is good.
5.
All right, we have our cilantro. Sophia can cut some cilantro. We're going to add that. No, you're not cutting that. Mommy has to do that.
Why? Because it's hard.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to do about a handful or so of cilantro.
And enough pepper.
A little bit more. Now, if you're making the applesauce and you want to use white pepper because you don't want to see those black flecks in it, that's fine. You can use white pepper. Black or white is fine, or you can use any salted pepper that you like. It's totally up to
Ready?
you.
And sit. Go.
All right, so for the applesauce, the dressing is really, really simple. It's normally mayonnaise, vinegar, salt and pepper, and a little bit of sugar. It's totally up to you how you want to make it. We're actually going to do our mayo, which is eggless mayo. And Jeremiah's going to get that out and put a tablespoon or 2 in there.
Earthbound. Earthbound.
All right, so this is the jicama. If you've never seen this before, Sophia, would you read that to them? Stop cutting for a minute and read.
Also known
Jicama.
as Mexican potatoes, Jamaica is
Jicama is
crunchy, juicy tuber that is often paired with chili powder, lemon, lime, oranges, ginger, or even soy sauce. Refreshing when eating raw, simply peel, cut, slice, or shred, and add to salads, stir fries,
crudité platters.
crudité platters, or served with dips for a delicious treat.
So that's jicama. Now you know what it is.
1
Now-
tablespoon.
What we're gonna do with it is I'm gonna cut it open, and I'm gonna show you. Yeah, that should be enough, honey. You're gonna toss that around a little bit. I'm gonna show you how we use this, and it's very waxy on the outside. Kind of looks like a turnip and a potato mixed together, right? I'm gonna get my cutting board ready, okay? Jeremiah, you checking on the cakes and stuff? Alright, for my jicama, I have to use my big cutting board and my big knife. I have to use my big sharp knife because this is a little bit hard to get through. So let me see if I can share it with you.
That's a big
Easier. Alright, so normally what I do is I cut one side.
Ma, is this good?
See, it's very hard to cut.
That's why.
It's very fibrous. You guess that's the word you can use.
It smells good.
It's very, very hard to cut. So
You could have bought one
actually, I
already,
cut this in half. Move your hands away, please. Thank you. Okay, so one hit, and you can see the inside. It's almost like a beet or a turnip, similar to that, like a potato. And I'm just going to cut all of that skin off. I'm only going to use a little bit of the jicama.
Ooh, I know what jicama is.
What is it? You need to squeeze a little bit of lime juice in there, okay?
Fresh lime?
Yeah, fresh lime. Get it for. You can put half of that amount in there. Sophia's going to put about a tablespoon of this cilantro in there into our apples that we have. We'll get rid of this. We have apples in there with the mayo. We also have cilantro,
This
salt, and
one's
pepper.
juicy.
Oh, good. Get your fork and squeeze it. All right, so we're going to keep cutting our jicama. It's very waxy. I had jicama French fries, and they were delicious. And they're a lot of fun to eat, and you can dip them in almost anything. I had them with like a chipotle cream, which was like a chipotle mayo kind of. It was really, really yummy. And when I was out in Las Vegas, that was one of the yummy things that I brought back with me in my mind to replicate.
Now, should I squeeze the other half?
No, don't do that. All right, so you can just put that back, Sophia. So you can see how easy it is to slice it after you get that waxy coating off. And you can slice it nice and thin. Okay, I'm going to use half of it. I'm going to put the other half back. I'm just making a little bit of slaw because we just need something on the top of our cakes with our pulled pork. So I'm going to cut some matchsticks. And Jeremiah's going to add this to the bowl. Jeremiah, I think we need a bigger bowl for that. So when you first go gluten-free and people say to me, oh, there's nothing I can eat, I can't eat anything, I'm like, look at all this stuff right here. All of this is in the fresh produce aisle, and it's all gluten-free naturally. The things that you, wait a minute, the things you have to be careful of are sauces, deli meats, some cheeses. You know, a lot of those things you think they're gluten-free, but they're not sometimes. A lot of companies add natural flavors to their ingredients, and you have no idea what that is. That is so nondescript, and if you look it up on the Food and Drug Administration website, it could be anything from beef to fish to like droppings. You have no idea what it could be. So be careful when you're eating something that doesn't say gluten-free on it, but it has natural flavors in it. You don't want to eat it. All right, Jeremiah, I'm going to give you the jicama. Come closer to me. All right, so as you can see, we did the jicama in matchsticks. I love doing it in matchsticks, and I like the different shapes and textures when you get some slaw. Now you could grate this; it would be nice grated, and that would be more like almost like a,
Cheese.
you know, like a shredded slaw. Like if you're going to do that, Jeremiah, can you toss that up a little bit? All right, so now we have that. We have one more thing that we want to make for you, and that's really basically. Oh, we have to do our corn dog. Almost forgot. Jeremiah, did you dry the dogs off?
Yeah, they're
Where are
back.
they? Where are they? Can you guys put this stuff away? All right, let me get rid of our jicama first. Get rid of our little waxy substance here. Go ahead, check on this, Jeremiah.
Mommy?
All right, so we're drying off our dogs. Open this up. All right, so we can't have, you see there's a little bit of ice on there, we can't have that. So the main component of when you make your corn dogs, the dog has to be dry. You need a dry dog.
Mom,
What?
I think
Let me
we're
see.
done.
Oh, that's looking good.
That one's done.
This is the dog.
Leave that in.
A dry dog.
All right, so we have a dry
It's
dog.
cold, but it's
Yeah. And we're actually gonna, wait, no, just wait 1 second. We need some wax paper, so we're gonna actually put our dogs in here. This gets really messy, but the good thing is you can make it ahead of time and get them done. Now, if you want a looser batter that you want to just dip it in and toss it right into the fryer, just add a little bit more milk.
we should do that.
I like a corn doggy dog. And we're just gonna roll them over here. Jeremiah, can we have a piece of wax paper, please? Thank you, honey. All right, so we've got our dog, and
The
we've got
dog is
it.
barking.
We're gonna wrap. The dog is barking. That means your feet hurt. Now you want it to be even because you don't want too much on one side and none on the other. So you want to either pat down. My favorite thing to do is to put it. Open that up. Turn it the other way. Is to put it in here and roll it. So let me just show you real quick. Don't do anything else, please, Sophia. Are you gonna get all messy? No,
Yes.
right? You're not gonna.
Yes, I want to.
Can you move that over, please? All right, so don't do anything, Sophia, please. All right, so we're gonna roll this up. I like to roll it up and then put it in the freezer. And then you have a nice evenly coated corn dog. And if you want to, you can kind of squish it down the edges and you might have too much, so you can take that out. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. And then you're gonna turn the edges and let that sit in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes, all right? Sophia, you wanna do one? Go get wax paper first. It's in the back. Jeremiah, grab a couple pieces of wax paper, please. All right, so I'm gonna put this away. We don't need this now.
My dog is barking.
Hmm?
My dog is barking.
All right, let me just show you. Here's our, why is there, okay. We have our jicama slaw here. Now to give it some color, in my opinion, I would do a little chia seed on that or a little hemp seeds. We have both of those, so which ones would you guys want to do? Chia seeds or hemp seeds in the apple slaw? Or you want to do almonds? Want to get the almonds out, please? All right, so we'll go with the nuts instead of the seeds. Our fryer's nice and hot, and we're going to dip our dogs in there. And we have two that are in the freezer right now. Now, if you like to dip your dogs in something interesting, you can make a chipotle mayo. You can make a sriracha mayo, or you can just go with the honey mustard traditional barbecue. Good girl, Sophia. You're doing great. Why don't you put some down on the paper and roll it? All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of crunched up almonds into our slaw.
Mommy,
Yes, honey?
do we have more than 2 in the freezer?
No, we don't. We have 2 in the freezer, so you guys are going to freeze these ones, and then we'll cook more later. All right, we got our almonds into our apple slaw and jicama. Jeremiah, put that away, please. Sophia, put it into the thing and roll it. Put it in there and roll it. Yeah, and then you'll see how much you have. See, we had it rolled up like this in our wax paper. And when you freeze it, it comes right off of the wax paper, so you want to make sure you do a good job. Jeremiah, you're going to swap those out as soon as she's finished. Are you making one too or no?
No.
Okay. So as soon as she's done with that, we're going to swap those out for the ones we have in the freezer waiting for us. And we're going to drop those dogs down into the fryer. Jeremiah, you want to get those diggity dogs out?
Sure.
Okay. Here, I'll get them. Or you got them. Go ahead. Put this away. All right, now I can smell the apple pie. You smell that, gluten-free grandma? It smells delicious, right? Okay, put these away for now. We're gonna get going. All right, so I undid ours before because we're ready to go. So now you can see, here's our corn dogs. You wanna do the stick? We're not gonna do the stick. If you wanna do the stick, no. I don't have the right stick to put in our fryer. We have lollipop sticks and they don't go in the fryer. So if you want, you're going to have to get those wooden sticks that go for the corn dogs. They go in the fryer. And what you have to do is you have to make sure that you put them in before you put the corn flour on them, before you coat them and put the stick on. And then you can put them into the fryer. But we just have corn dogs not on a stick. So we're actually going to hand hold ours and just eat them like this. So I'm going to drop down these 2 corn dogs. They're ready to go. I'm going to put the top on because I don't want it to pop behind me. How are you doing? All right, you going to do more? She's rolling the dog. She's rolling the dog. Yeah? All right, so we have one more addition to our little food festival here that we're going to have. Jeremiah has one more thing to do in the back also. What he's going to do is he's going to take our coconut or almond milk, whichever one he prefers, and he's going to make us a little foam with some sugar, and we're going to use that to top our apple pie because we don't feel like making fresh cream or our custard. So if you don't have time to do it, but you have a little frother or a little handheld mixer, you can make that foam in your, at home real quick. Jeremiah, you can put a little agave in there and a little bit of vanilla right into there, okay? All right, so what he's doing is he's just using our Nespresso frother, that, you know, that little, can you show them real quick, Jeremiah? Hold it up in the back. That's our little frother. You can do hot or cold, so it's totally up to you if you want to do hot or cold froth foam, whatever you want to call it. What he's going to do is he's going to put our almond milk in there with a little bit of agave and a little bit of vanilla, and that's going to be our topping for our pie. So if you needed something quick, you don't have time to do fresh cream, and you don't want to do the custard, you can go ahead and
I
do
need
this.
more parchment
All
paper.
right, hold on, honey. I gotta check on our dogs. All right, our dogs are frying good. Here's one more. Just do one more and then stop, okay? Sophia's doing so good with the corn dogs, right? You're doing a good job. Now for a looser batter, like I said to you before, add a little bit more milk, buttermilk, whatever it is that you're going to use, and just dip and fry. But since we have time, we're going to put those in the freezer and we're going to let them set because we want to have big corn doggies. All right, so what's our last thing that we're going to do? We have here a pineapple.
What do we make?
What are we making? Do you even know? We're going to make a little pineapple salsa. And we're going to use that to top our pulled pork. So you can have the option to do, oh, we could have done mango. You want to do mango or pineapple?
Yes, a mango.
You want to do mango or pineapple?
Mango.
Jeremiah, you want mango or pineapple salsa?
Mango.
All right, it's really going to be a pico. We're going to do a loose one. So we're gonna, let me get those mangoes out. You want to do the mango, huh?
The mango. You always have to do the mango.
Where's our other mango? I don't even know. All right, so I have half of our mango. That'll be good enough for our little pico. Is it? I don't know where it is if you want to grab it.
I will. Hold on. Gotta finish my corn.
All right, so we're having a sparse bowl festival here. We need a bowl and we don't have one. So I'm going to start cutting. Jeremiah, do you have a bowl for me?
Back there.
Oh, I have to use the big one? Yeah. Yeah, I do? Okay, I'll take it. All right, so I'm going to cut our mango. What's she doing? She's rolling her corn dog. Good girl.
Buddy, corn dog.
All right, our corn dogs are floating. They're almost done. Yay! Jeremiah, look at our corn dogs.
Yay.
Yay. So only 2 people are gonna have corn dogs.
I'm going to leave it. Well, we're going to have to share for now. Can you clean this up, please? Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to cut our mango. No, clean it up. Clean out of here. Out of here.
Checked it.
Let me check the pot. Those need to come out.
Whoa,
That's
somebody
looking
help.
awesome. Couple more minutes.
How many?
Right, so the pie is going to go in for about 7 more minutes. I hope that you catch us. I'm just going to do the mango pico real quick. Sophie, would you get me that bowl? Thank you. All right, I'm just going to cut.
What am I gonna cut?
You're going to wait. No, we need the cilantro and stuff. Normally I would cut the skin off of the mango, but since I already cut it the other way the other day for something, I'm just going to continue on that route. So I'm going to cut the skin off of the sides, but I couldn't do it on the other way. I probably would have cut myself, and I don't want to do that. Can you get me the other mango? There is none over there? Oh. All right, so we're just going to do little chunks. Get your cutting board ready.
Cutting.
Your cutting board and your knife. I'm going to just put the mango in here.
See, somebody put it in the sink again.
That's okay. You can just take it out and wipe it off. All right, I'm cutting off the skin of the mango.
Mommy, my board's wet.
Okay, dry it off with a paper towel, honey.
I'll just get a new one.
All right. Or you could use mine.
No.
All right, so I'm just going to cut the mango into little chunks. You can leave that over there for now. We're not ready to plate the pie yet. All right, we're going to cut tomato. Oh, I almost lost it. Here, you want to cut tomato for our pico?
Oh, shit.
We're going to do a little bit of our garlic. We have limes.
Dices
You can
is
do
okay.
whatever kind of fruit you like your salsa to taste like. It's up to you. Or pico, whatever you want to call it. We like mango, pineapple, sometimes even apple is really good. It's delicious. And you want to let your apple slaw marinate a little bit. Leave it in there and let it go. You can even refrigerate it until you're ready to eat. But Jeremiah, we got to get plating, so I'm going to have to put this away. Sophia could do that. This here for now.
So we're not
corn
gonna
dogs.
make the mango salsa.
Our corn dogs are almost done. What'd you say?
Our corn dogs are barking.
You like that? Why are you taking the seeds out? I like the seeds in the
I
pico.
don't like the seeds.
Oh, she doesn't like the seeds, so she's seeding the tomatoes for the pico. You're awesome, girly. We also need a little lime juice and a little cilantro. We might have to just skip onto that because we want to get plating. We don't want you to miss anything.
There's a line cut already.
Do you want to hurry up and do that, or do you want me to
Yes,
do
I
it?
wanna hurry up and do it.
All right, just cut that much tomato. That's enough. We just need it for the top. Here.
You just don't get down here.
Yeah, we gotta go quick because we're running out of time.
Where's
Time
that-
flies when you're having fun.
Where's that line? Where's that line? Where's that line?
So when we were at ShopRite with Giovanna, we had a really good time talking to some people who are newly diagnosed, talking to some people who just have a family or a relative gluten-free, and talking to people who just really, some of them had no clue and don't really think celiac is a disease. So we tried to share with them our information that we had. Giovanna did a great job. She had all kinds of samples out. They made pasta salad and all kinds of other things. It was a lot of fun. All right, we're just going to do a splash of vinegar in there. You can use your apple cider vinegar or whatever one you like. We're going to do a little bit of cayenne pepper. We already did our salt. Sophia, just put it in there now. We got to get done. All right, normally we put our garlic and onion in there and we'd have it all nice and beautiful, but we're just going to quickly do it because our time is running out. Put the fork in there, honey. Alright, so now in order to eat, you have to bring your own napkins. So we brought our own napkins to eat. Right, Sophia?
Yep.
And we're going to start plating our food for you.
You know what I could have just did?
You could have just used the lime juice, right?
Yep.
That's okay. Jeremiah, can we dig those corn cakes out or pass them? Oh, you got them. Oh, you're not using metal on my pan. Okay, he's using metal on my pan, my non-stick pan. All right, but we're getting out those corn cakes. We have the corn cakes that we made previously. Sophie, do you want to go give gluten-free grandma a...
Squirt of lime juice.
Okay, you want to go give this to gluten-free grandma? That's good. Thank you. Go give this to gluten-free grandma. Let's clean up our mess because we're going to plate our pulled pork on our tiger nut corn cakes. We have our jicama and applesauce, and we have our apple pie in the oven. It's got to come out before we shut. Stop this for 1 minute. Give this to grandma. Please, listen to me. Thank you. All right, we got to clean up our mess. Today we made a bunch of different things for you. We hope you guys could follow along with us because we were going crazy over here.
Mom,
All right.
what are we supposed to put jalapenos?
So these ones do not have jalapenos and these ones do. Jeremiah did a wonderful job of getting the corn cakes out of the pan. Look at that.
Mom, now
Beautiful.
can I do this, please?
No, can you pass the napkins and the forks out?
Jeremiah.
All right, so our pico is really kind of pathetic, but we would make it beautiful. And obviously a lot more because we go through a ton of this. But this is just a little side relish for the top of our corn cakes.
Okay, everything's good.
All right. Now for our plate, I'm going to ask Jeremiah actually to go back and put a little bit of the pulled pork on top of our corn cake. Jeremiah, can you do that? Actually, you want to do 4 at a time?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll plate it. Go ahead.
My tummy
Go ahead and
hurts.
do that.
Come do this.
Okay.
Everybody's hungry. And you know, when it gets to this time, I think I hit that thing 50 times. When it gets to this time, we start to actually salivate, so we're sorry if you see us drooling. But if you brought your own napkin, you'll be safe. Just wipe your mouth off. We're going to use some honey mustard with our corn dogs, and I'm just going to get them out.
Mom, can you get me another little bowl?
Can you wait 1 minute, please? Ooh, I lost one. Sophia, can you start? All right, so here's our corn dogs. Got a corn diggity dog. We actually had a little bit of jalapenos in that batter, so I could see those jalapenos showing through. That's delicious. You like that?
Bowl, little bowl.
No, I'll just give you a little bit on the side of your plate. Oh, you want that? Okay. All right, so we're going to put our honey mustard in one, and we're going to have our ketchup in the other. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We have our honey mustard, our ketchup, we have our jicama slaw. Jeremiah put some pulled pork on the top
And
there.
barbecue sauce.
That's looking good. All right, so we're going to just kind of top it in the middle here.
Mine need barbecue.
Can you please stop? Okay. All right. Barbecue sauce on the top, as she said, but we're going to skip that because we don't have any time. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the slaw on the top. The apple slaw on the top.
Knock them up.
Just a minute, honey. We're going to add that apple slaw on the top. And then we're going to actually start to eat. Go ahead, Sophia. You can pick yours off and start to eat. And I'll cut the corn dog. Sophia, I'm coming up with hot. All right, our apple tart is out of the oven. It's fire hot. This looks and smells delicious, you guys. I don't think you can see that. I'm really sorry, but we'll post a picture for you, we promise. All right, so after this, we're just going to add a little bit of our mango pico on the top, just for the color, really.
Can I put this on?
No, not now. I'll cut a piece and do it.
Oh, where's the barbecue sauce?
Sophia, I don't know right now, honey. All right, so we've got a little mango pico on the top. You're going to plate for me, Meg, Sophia?
Yeah.
And we're going to cut up our corn dog. We want to share. We want to share.
I didn't get any mango on top of mine.
Okay. All right, we're going to cut up corn dog. Now you guys can see that is coated really nice, our corn dogs. We got a nice coating around the edge. If you want a thicker coating, do what we showed you with that wax paper and roll a really good bunch around it. And then you'll have a really thick corn dog. Did you give me May hers? Here.
You mean gluten-free grandma?
Did you give gluten-free grandma her stuff?
I got it.
Have a tomato.
Oopsie. All right, so we're gonna try our corn cakes. Let me just try this out. I'm skipping the barbecue sauce because I can't have it. So although Sophia was adamant about it, she didn't realize that Mommy can't have it. We couldn't find the barbecue sauce that I could have, so we're going without. I'm gonna take a bite. How is it? Did you try it already? So we've got our pulled pork with our jicama slaw on top.
What about me?
There you go.
I'm just
For
gonna
the
use my
jicama slaw, you want to make sure you do a good amount of salt and pepper. I can taste that it needs a little bit more. We have our corn dogs. I'm going to do a little bit of honey mustard.
That
The barbecues.
is the bomb.
It's
The
the
bomb. I'm gonna take one.
I love corn dogs. This just brings me back to the boardwalk. And it's very crunchy and crispy. I like it. She might have a good bite. Don't touch that. It's very hot. I'm going to see if I can take a piece of our apple pie out for you before we go.
Come over here.
Move out for 1 second, please.
That's hot.
Move out for 1 minute, please. Get back up.
Delicious.
I'm going to try to cut it.
Porky, delicious.
delicious.
Got the pulled pork. You like that, guys?
Delicious.
That's the corn dog.
Can you put that away, please? This looks like I want.
I got a jalapeno, Mama.
Yeah. All right, Jeremiah, you have that nice phone that you made for us?
Mm-hmm.
We have a little piece of our apple tart. It's nice and crispy. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful. And Jeremiah's got the foam that he made for us in the frother. You come over.
Oh, baby.
All right, so this is a simple, easy way to top your dessert. Just take a little bit of that foam and put it on the top. And you have a nice little dessert, or you can sprinkle it with a little bit of powdered sugar. Who wants to try this first?
Me.
You do? You and Jeremiah are going to have to bite and share. So
Okay.
everybody put your fork in there. I can't get it. Did you get it? That's a crispy bottom crust you have. Oh my goodness. You like that? It's hot, but it's nice and crispy on the bottom. We hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Thank you for your help, Sophia. Jeremiah is burning his mouth while he's too busy. Thank you for your help, Jeremiah. We think he burned it on the apple pie. Oh no. What do you think? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's a tough boy.
I guess we're going to continue to eat because we have all this food in front of us. We hope you guys enjoyed the recipe.
It's so delicious.
Do you have anything you want to say? It's time to say
Bye.
goodbye.
You better try this. It's so delicious.
Jeremiah, you want to say anything?
Have a good day.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. We hope you have a delicious weekend. And we want you to stop back and come taste and see how good it is to be gluten-free. Thank you for joining us today on ABC Gluten Free, guys. Have a great weekend. God bless.
Hair by Satinique, makeup by Artistry, wardrobe by Tula the Boutique, music by various artists. Follow us on Livestream, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest at ABC Gluten Free. ABC Gluten Free is a production of AmericanVods.com. Ciao.